to a very special episode of Michael and Mom Talk Cancer. I'm your official host, Michael Kramer, and
I am the other official host. I am Ashley Kramer, aka Mom, and we are so happy to welcome a guest, Cristina, and we are actually, this is our first time meeting you live, sort of live. So we follow each other on Instagram, TikTok, but this is us actually face to face, sort of.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're so excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
So honored to get to talk to you guys. I mean, mainly and principally, of course, Michael. Seeing more young people going through something is inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I agree. I'm with you on that, Cristina. It's very inspiring. That's actually one of my questions for you in a second, but we're going to get there.
Yeah, so why are you here today, Cristina? What brings you to this podcast? What's going on with your health? And just tell us a little more about, yourself and your background before you were diagnosed with, cancer. It's a cancer podcast, so yeah.
And you are also a young person, so yeah.
So I'm Peruvian. I'm 35 years old. So when I was 19, I moved
Wait, you're 35?
I'm 35. Yes.
I thought you were 25.
No, okay. I'm 35. I'm 35.
You look so young.
You do.
Oh my God.
A little water. I don't drink, but
Same.
I haven't drank since 27. So
okay, that'll do it.
So when I moved here, I joined the army. 2 years after I moved to the States.
Wow.
And right after I finished my time in the service, I became a medical assistant. I moved to Florida because I'm from California.
Okay.
So I'm originally from Peru in South America. So I decided when I moved to Miami that I fell in love with medicine and I became a nurse. So I went through school to become a nurse and I graduated, I believe was February, January 2023 I want to say the 22nd of February or January. And 2 weeks later, I went to the doctor for back pain. I had no one symptom of
That's
cancer.
insane. That's the same symptom that my father had when he was diagnosed with cancer.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, it was back pain.
He had no other symptoms.
No.
It was back pain.
No, the only thing, it was my back pain. And in school, they tell you that you're gonna be losing weight, you're gonna have your CBC is low, your white blood cells low. I had none of those.
Wow.
I was actually 70 pounds more to what you see. I donated blood. I was not perfect health because I was overweight, but I had no symptoms. So then I graduated and I already work at an urgent care, and one of the physicians said, why don't you go to the doctor for your back pain? And I noticed I had a lot of constipation. That's one thing that I did have. So I went to the ER at the VA hospital, and one of the physicians had a hunch, and he wanted to do a CT scan of my abdomen, and they found a tiny cyst in the tip of my appendix.
Okay.
So...
Is this in Miami still, or were you in California?
In Miami.
Okay.
So what hospital were you at?
You said the VA
The
hospital.
VA, yes.
The VA hospital, yes.
I know the VA hospital so well because of my dad.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. So your dad's a veteran from the Army or another service?
He was in the Army, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
So I got a CT scan. They noticed the cyst. The main doctor came. He said it was not issued, it could be just a tiny cyst. He was going to do a small surgery in 2 weeks, nothing to be worried, nothing that we should be rushing or anything. The only symptom new I had, it was a little bit of an elevated blood pressure, but I was very overweight. So I was I just went through school. I just finished tests. I'm really tired. So it makes sense.
Right.
So May 4th, May 5th, I remember clearly. You never remember your cancer anniversary, right? We can forget about anything, but never the cancer anniversary.
Exactly.
Oh,
That is
please.
so true.
Yeah.
And I remember I went for a laparoscopic intervention. It was supposed to be just take out the appendix, maybe a little bit of the colon, no issues, 2 days at the hospital, fine. But the day before, I had um, a hunch, like something was happening. And for some reason, every time I was on TikTok or Instagram, I would see cancer, cancer, cancer,
Oh,
cancer,
wow.
cancer. And the night before, like it was like 11 p.m., I wanted to watch a podcast from this actress from my country that she's a cancer survivor. And something told me to just watch it. And then I went to the hospital the next day, 6 a.m. And I remember me being in the hospital bed saying, I don't know what it is, but I just have to be very strong because when I wake up, I'm going to receive strong news. I just knew. It doesn't have any explanation. I just knew something wasn't right, but I just couldn't figure it out. So when I wake up, I love my doctors, but they tend to be very blunt when they say certain news. So
Right.
I wake up from the surgery, and he comes up to me and he said, "Hey, we just got a surprise. When we tried to put the laparoscopic machine, um, the machine didn't want to go through, and we noticed it was a little mass. We biopsied, and you have stage 4 cancer."
Wow.
Wow.
When who gets the news first? It was my sister.
Oh,
So even though I'm a nurse, even though I've been around medicine and medical terminology for the past 10 years, in that moment, stage 4 didn't mix with metastasized cancer.
right.
So when I wake up and I call my sister is like, yeah, it has metastasis. I was like, metastasis, what? I just came out of like anesthesia. I guess I was processing what it was happening. And in the first 24 hours, the only family I had in Miami in that moment, it was actually nobody because my family moved. My family that live in Miami moved. And I called my sister and I said, okay, so I'm just gonna call mom and dad and I got this. And I'm a veteran, so anything that comes with dark humor is my language. So I was
Us too. We're not veterans, but we can relate.
Yeah, I'm
well,
not a
you guys
veteran. I
are.
got PTSD.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
can really
No,
go 4 years of cancer plus the 4 years before with my husband. Yeah,
no, it's something that it has helped me survive
yeah.
everything. And I said, well, I'm gonna be bold, so I'm gonna be Voldemort for Halloween. I got this, no
That's
worry.
funny. The Voldemort.
Oh
So I was
my
like,
God.
oh, it's fine. And I was like, I didn't process yet what was happening. So it was like 4 or 5 p.m. And then at 2 a.m., after I spoke with my mom lives in Peru, my dad lives here. My dad has his family here, my mom has her family over there. So at 2 a.m. in the morning, I wake up and I was like, oh shit, I have cancer.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. In that moment, I'm 34. I just finished my dream career. I worked so hard to achieve finally the economic status that I wanted to achieve to have a more comfortable life. I was like, what? So then at the next day, I had a team of like, I want to even say 20, 30 doctors trying to get to know me how somebody that didn't look that has cancer has
Right.
cancer. So my uncles, one of my two uncles came to Miami. It was funny because we had a misunderstanding in the family. I had a misunderstanding with him, and I didn't speak to him for 2 years. And when the cancer diagnosis, all of those things
Yeah.
are out of the window. Like,
Well,
who
that's
cares?
good.
Yeah. They should be.
That's
Yeah.
good. Because some people, even with cancer, will still hold
Oh,
grudges and stuff.
food. Oh, you lose people.
You
This
lose
this
Yeah.
is
people.
the best way to figure out who was your friend and your family
Very quickly.
very
Yeah.
quickly. So he came. I was there with his new partner. And the first thing that it was like, okay, what are we gonna do to tackle this down? 1,000 holistic medications, spinach, kale, coconut
Broccoli.
oil. I mean, guanabana or sour soap leaves. You could imagine all of the whole
Yeah.
holistic stuff. So
We can imagine.
Yeah.
yes, I mean, the amount of information, I was like, no, just give me
Overwhelmed.
a plan. Just give me a
Yeah.
plan. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
So, in that moment, I didn't fully understood how bad it was. And then, so I had that surgery, and a week later, they were like, okay, we need to do the big surgery to take out the couple tumors that they found in the omentum. The omentum is like the fatty tissue that it covers your organs. So I was really overweight. But the one thing I noticed is that my abdomen was very large, but not the rest of my body. So it was like if
Right.
something was happening. So when they do the PET scan, they found that my ovaries were implicated. They found that I had a mass, I want to say, under my intestines, or like by my intestines. So they were like, okay, June 15, we're going to do your big surgery. And I said my goodbyes to my family because you have to prepare,
Oh.
you know. I was like, you know what? We're gonna, it is what it is. I'm very black and white. I'm learning to be more gray now with life. But in that moment, I had to be like, okay, I'm the oldest of five. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna say bye to my siblings, my family, my parents. So I go to surgery and I had very Grey's Anatomy of them. Like I was in my bed and this whole team of doctors. I was about to be like, are we gonna be like, let's how does Derek said, let's save a life today? Something that
Yes. Let's
Derek said.
save a life today.
Yes. So my whole team of like, I want to say 20 people.
Were they that handsome though?
So
They were.
my
Gosh.
anesthesiologist was really cute.
Oh,
They were
nice.
they were very young because I my surgery happened right after they go into residency. So I had a lot of
Residents.
doctors
Yeah.
and then a lot of residents, and they
Yeah.
were like, let's look at the 34-year-old that has cancer, you know. so
Oh my
so I had
gosh.
a bunch of nurses, a couple med students, anesthesiologists, a urologist, my two surgeons that I love so much. I mean, I remember his name, Dr. Spector, and then I don't remember her name. She was amazing. I love them. And they were like, okay, we're gonna. I remember I said, I don't care what religion we have, but I'm just gonna make a general prayer because I'm huge on pray, like power of praying. So I think I got them a little bit emotional, but I have always believed in like praying solve things. So 9 hours later, 7 to 9 hours later, um, they decide to when they open, they notice I had a big tumor and a bunch of different tumors. So what I got to learn after my surgery is that they work really hard for me not to get a colostomy bag, because
Right.
that's part of like the colon
Yes.
place. So
Yeah.
they took my both ovaries. They took a big part of my colon and the appendix, the uterus. They cleaned because it was like it was affecting some cancer stuff around the uterus, and then in the sacrum, the part of the bone, so the
Right.
tumor stuck there. So they took all of that. So it was so my mom has a pretty decent life in my country, so she never cared to come to the US for no reason. So when my mom found out that all of this was happening, she's like, okay, I need to get a visa. I'm like, Mom, getting a visa is really hard. So she went to the embassy while I was having all this surgery. She did the appointment, she rushed all the paperwork and everything, and she took one of my pictures with my US Army uniform and the American flag. and my mom showed it to the embassy. Said, "Please, my daughter has cancer and I need to take care of her. I just wanna go and say and see how she's doing."
You're
Something like that.
making me cry.
Oh,
Oh, it was very
You're
emotional
making me
because
cry.
the army has a lot of hard things, but it also has opened so many doors for me, and the fact
Hmm.
that that also happened and my mom was able to come and take care of me. So the surgery, 9 hours later, surgery ended. So I used to play around with veganism and fasting. So anytime I'm dealing with a lot of stress due to a disease or any sickness, I don't eat. So my recovery when I was in the ICU, I wouldn't eat at all, and I healed so fast that
wow,
they
Okay.
were like, "Oh, go home in a week." I'm like, "No, I don't have any family yet over here." I was like, "Can I
wow.
stay 2 more days, or one more day, or something?" And they're like, "Sure, sure," you know. So my friend picked me up. She took care of me the first 24 hours. My stepmom flew from California to Miami, stayed with me for a week. Then my sister lives in Philadelphia, so she flew from Philly to Miami, and then my mom came to take care of me for a month.
But that's amazing. Look how everyone just came
Yeah, that's
together.
beautiful.
That's just,
Like,
I
what a
wish,
tragic way to bring everyone together,
I
but at the same
know.
time, like, you have
if
like good people in your life, and that is beautiful in a way.
I tell you that, like, my record in relationship sucks, but my friend record is like best friend. It's like we make like I take it. I take it. Is all my friends. It was not a night when my from the first day, like the first diagnosis to the real surgery, that it was not a night that I was alone. Like all of my friends, they stay over to stay with me because I would wake up at 2 a.m. with anxiety.
Of
So
course.
it was hard in the beginning. I think the first 2 months of a cancer diagnosis, they are the absolute worst because I was mad at God, I was mad at life, I was mad at me, I was mad at the ramen noodle soup that I probably ate, and I was like, who I have to be mad about? So I was like, really, right
Oh
after
my God.
The
years of
ramen noodle soup.
hardcore studying, I was like, you didn't even let me travel for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, so because this is something I wanna like say, like, so when you are very overweight and you have a lot of fat in your body, the healing process takes a longer because the fat doesn't know how to heal, and it created a pocket in my lower abdomen of pus and fluid. So I was hooked on a vacuum machine, on a wound machine bag for like, I want to say almost 6 months.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, so I had like a little like a little portable thing next to me, and then it became like a little machine, a little manual machine. So my mom left, and a week later, I moved my whole life, my apartment, my car, everything to come back to California.
Okay.
So I lived in the city for like 9 years, and my dad and his family live in the suburbs. That's already shocking without any disease. So
Where in California? California's big. Where in California?
so it's Temecula by the wineries.
Okay.
So like it's more like a tiny Napa per se.
Okay.
So I took my boards in Florida, but I couldn't pass it because I was dealing with a lot of. I didn't know I had cancer, so I didn't pass the first time, and now I'm starting to take my boards because when I was supposed to take the boards again in Miami, I got diagnosed, and I was like, "There's
Uh,
no way, I cannot study or
no,
anything."
no.
So I'm taking my boards in a couple more months, so I'm
Yay!
hoping I can work at least part time. So because this is where things took a shift very drastically. So I moved to California, and I started to have lower back pain again.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
And it was I would freak out if I wouldn't be able to do number two because my colon was implicated.
Right.
So I go to the ER when my stepmom, and they noticed some stuff in my kidneys and my liver. So I said, you know what? I'm going to Peru. I don't care. I'm gonna do ayahuasca. I'm gonna
Oh,
do
right.
anything holistic. I'm gonna go see my grandma because my grandmother cannot come to the U.S. So not because she doesn't have a visa, but because she's much older. So I went and I had a whole. My family is Christian, and I grew up Christian, and I have a strong faith. But when you're sick, people tend to put all their beliefs down your throat,
Yes,
and
of
Oh,
course.
it
yes.
can be very overwhelming.
Very overwhelming.
We
I
understand that.
understand that for sure.
Of
Because
course. Yeah,
my
we've
Yes.
you guys know this.
a hundred
It's
Yes, we know.
percent.
We know.
100%. But it's hard. You can't get mad
It
at
comes
people
from a
because it
good
comes
place,
from love.
but they don't know what it's like to
Exactly.
be there
it,
personally.
Yeah.
it's what is good for anybody that is healthy is completely different for us.
Yes.
So one of my uncles, he's a pastor, and in 2 days we had 2 4-hour ceremonies. Oh my god, it was traumatic. I was like, uncle, please, please, like, stop, like, I cannot do this. So my mom's friend, because she's my baby sister's godmother.
Okay.
She's a cancer survivor. So she told them, stop doing that to her. You guys don't understand. It's not the same for us. The only time you guys are going to understand how hard it is to deal with cancer is if you get it. If you don't get it, or if you're like the parent, but if you don't get it, you guys will not know. So my lower back pain got worse, and I noticed the amount of urine that I was producing was less and less every day.
Oh
So I
gosh.
was like, okay, I'm gonna fly on an
Your
emergency.
kidneys.
My kidneys were implicated, so I
Yeah.
flew back. And the day that I flew back, I stopped peeing. I couldn't pee. It was like an
Oh
obstruction.
my
So
god.
as soon as I landed, I went to the hospital. That is like 10 minutes from my house. And I said, okay, I don't know what is this pain. They put a catheter, nothing. And I had 2 tumors pressing on my uterus. So the creatinine levels are supposed to be, I hope I'm right, it's 0.6 to 1.2.
That
What
sounds
I
about
remember,
That
right.
is
That
right.
sounds right.
That is right.
Because we measure his creatinine all the
yes,
time.
okay,
Yes.
so that's good. Yeah, I
Every
still
couple of
remember.
weeks.
I'm gonna pass that test. I'm gonna pass.
You can pass that one for sure.
So it was 13.
Oh wow, yeah,
Wow.
that's insane.
That yes,
Oh my, his has been high, but never that
that
high.
they couldn't understand how 2 tumors grew so fast out of nowhere. And so I was like, okay, so what are we gonna do? So they tried to put a nephrostomy bag, and I started to throw blood clots. So they got scared. They closed it. They put a catheter, didn't work, and then I was put in a stent, and I was on dialysis. I want to say for a week and a half.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if Michael has ever had dialysis, but
Thankfully not.
thank God, because can I tell you something?
It's
I
painful.
take chemotherapy any day. Give it to me. I don't care. It's small, it's cute, it just hurts a little bit. Dialysis, I mean, I have the mark. Is I mean, I have my port here, but here and here, this is from the dialysis. The whole machine, the sound, the blood that you see that comes out is very, very traumatic.
It's
So,
my husband had to have dialysis at the
oh
end,
my
and
God,
so I was with him,
it's
and
rough.
he made them stop.
Yes, no, it's
He made them stop. He couldn't. I mean, he passed away 2 weeks later, but he didn't want the pain.
it's very it's draining because
Yeah.
because chemo it gets you tired, but it's for some reason it's not. It's different. It's just different.
It's different. It is.
So before I went through all of these things, the best decision I made as soon as I got diagnosed on May 4th is go to a spiritual retreat.
Okay.
Nice.
So I found it by accident, and I went to Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if you guys or Hollywood. Um, Vitality. So he does this whole thing with um, understanding your subconscious through respirations. He doesn't
Yeah.
give you any like cocoa tea or like no teas, no nothing, no herbs. It's just through respiration. And I said, just please, tell me whatever information. I just want to understand. So this is the part that always gets people emotional. And I also
But
I
this was
used
this is before you were diagnosed that you went.
no right after my diagnosis.
Oh,
So
right
late,
after.
Yeah.
Okay,
right
okay, okay.
after,
Sorry,
right
sorry.
after.
Okay.
So I said, just give me answers, like give me signs. So I went through some sort of nirvana, and I see this triangle, and I see my my mom's side of the family. No, the all the male side of the family and all the female side of my family, and I see a lot of pain in the masculine side of my family, and they're all passing in a line, asking for forgiveness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then I see that the guy who's performing all these things, he said, if you guys came for some sort of pain, if your pain is related to the right side, it has to be with the male side of yourself or your family. So all the people that was asking for, I am so sorry, is all the male in my family on the right side. So I'm seeing all this huge light, and in this 2-3 minutes, I will say that you could ask me anything. I had the answer of absolutely everything. And it was all this kind of butterflies coming, and they said to me, I cannot promise you survival, but I can promise you transcendence. That's the
Aw,
sign that
Okay.
I get.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then it's this song from this Spaniard singer. Her name is Rosalia, and it's one of and the song came to my mind. It's not in the background or anything. It's just that the song came to my mind, and the lyrics said, I am so beautiful, I transform. I am so beautiful, I transform into a butterfly. So anytime I'm walking anywhere, it's butterflies, no matter what.
Oh, I
So,
love that.
so it was very, so for me, when I got cancer, and I said, you know what? At the end of the day, the difference between people that has cancer and people that is healthy, or people that has a chronic disease and people that is healthy, is that we kind of know when we might be gone, and that's why we live very into the present,
Right.
Exactly.
while everyone else just simply don't know and take things for granted. So I said, I only have two options coming out of this ordeal. I make the best out of it and I die, or I'm miserable and I still die.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna make the best out of this.
Well,
I
that's
don't
life for everyone. We all
That
know.
that
I mean,
is.
whether you have a chronic disease or cancer or not, the truth is anyone can die at any moment. But
anymore.
we just have
But
it.
cancer puts
But
it
yeah,
right
we
there
always say
in your
cancer's
face.
in your face, so you kind of are expecting it more, and it's more like, okay, yeah, and this is a wake up call. I definitely need
Yeah.
to live, and
And
it's
especially at your age, you're 34, Michael
yeah,
19, it gives you a mortality at that age. You're
No,
not thinking
it's
about death when you're 34. You're not thinking about
yeah.
death when you're
That's like
19.
that's
It
the
like
time of your
puts it
life. Yeah.
right
no.
there.
I mean, in my family, I'm the first person in my whole family to have cancer.
That was actually one of my questions for you. Is there cancer in your family or are you the first one?
My grandfather died of lung cancer, but he worked at the mines. So,
Okay.
but he was old. He died like at 80, I think.
Okay.
So, so I said, you know what? Maybe this is my opportunity to fix things, solve things. I thought I knew a lot of things. I thought I was very forgiving. I thought I lived very in the present. I didn't. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna move back home. It was hard for me because I lived by myself for a long time. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the best out of it. I'm gonna try to create content. And I was like, I also wanna show that this this is also cancer. People with hair, that we go to concerts, that we have fun, that sometimes we're in bed, sometimes we don't like to do things. Um, but when I was in the hospital for the kidneys, um, they perform another PET scan. So, and I'm trying to be more organized when I'm saying these things. But when I did the PET scan, the cancer had already spread to my neck, heart, lungs, kidney, liver,
Oh my
the
goodness, woman.
sacrum. So it wasn't looking good at all, at all. So when I went back to my oncologist, because in that moment um, I denied treatment because I said, if I'm already stage 4 and you're telling me I'm not gonna survive this, I don't want to go through chemo side effects.
Right, 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 of course. Right.
What people don't tell you is that cancer hurts. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, give me chemo, give me morphine, give me my medication to
Yeah.
make to have fun. So I said, okay, so I started chemo, and when I was going through all my treatments and all my whole situation with cancer, it was hard for me to start my day because that was the first, like, I wait, and I don't know if it happens to you, Mike, I'm pretty sure it does. The first thing that comes to my mind, even now, but it doesn't, is it's not annoying anymore, but the first thing I think when I wake up is cancer. I can't stand it, you know?
Yeah, I understand. Like, you wake up and you just think about kind of the biggest problem in your life. And I understand, like, I wake up and I think, okay, how am I going to deal with my disease today, which is chronic GVHD, which isn't cancer anymore, thankfully. But yeah, it's definitely a struggle. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. I understand that for sure.
It's it was something that I was trying to, because my first career in my country is psychology. So I was like, okay, when you go through something traumatic, the way how you can come out of it is, let's create a routine that will help you. So my mom, my family, God this, God that, podcast of God, and I was like, I can do it. So my one of my friends said, why don't you listen to music that you actually like? So I'm a huge fan
Yeah.
of Bad Bunny. And
Wait,
Nice.
if people didn't hear that, Bad
Bad
Bunny.
Bunny,
Bad
Just
Bunny,
gonna
yes.
clarify that was Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny's, yes.
Yes.
I had my Alexa and I was like, Alexa, play Bad Bunny. And that was the
Nice.
only thing that got me out of bed. And
Aw.
I said to myself, I was like, I don't care how sick I am. I'm going to his concert. I'm gonna pay a lot of money. I don't care. I have to see him close.
Aw.
So I went to
That's
his
beautiful.
last. Oh my God! It was for me. It was amazing because when he leaves the scenario from this last concert, he lives by my side, and me and him were standing up next to each other, and he's looking at me like, "Why is this girl like?" Because I thought, "Oh, I'm gonna hug him. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna take pictures." I was like this for 2 seconds. So it was for me that, like, a huge moment, a monumental moment that, oh, I made it. I made it
You
because,
made it. It's
That is
amazing. I
amazing.
saw it on your, I guess on your Instagram, your TikTok.
oh
I
my
was
God,
like, she went, when was that? When was the concert?
March 15. I wanted to go to
Okay.
one in Miami because Miami concerts are way better than California concerts.
Because Miami people, hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
plus it's more the culture here. Bad Bunny
Oh,
is,
God, yes.
Oh my
yeah,
God. No, I said, oh, Puerto Ricans are in Miami. So,
yeah,
so I, so I was like, you know what? I could be gone soon. I could be gone in 10 years. I could be gone in 2 years. I mean, right now at the moment, my medication is working. So
good.
has a stage 4, I'm non-detectable.
Okay, that's great.
Right,
So it's under control.
right.
And I got a dog. I was like, I'm getting a dog. I'm getting a tiny chihuahua. He's little.
Oh,
Like, Lucia. Lucia. Yes, okay.
That's us with our cats. We
Yeah.
got
yeah,
you. We
we
understand
got it.
that. We feel that.
So so I noticed one of the things I needed to fix in my whole journey is that I had a lot of problems with attaching, but with like attachments. I was always scared because of the army, like you
Of
lose
course.
people, PTSD. getting close to people and lose them out of nowhere. So I noticed that was one of the reasons I needed to forgive and relearn all of this. Me being okay with loving something that could be gone, and that's one thing that I learned when like this whole process. I won't be able to be a mom, never, and I never wanted to be a mom actually. Like it was not in my plans to ever be pregnant, but when that was taken away from me, it's like, oh, you're taking away my choice. So then,
Yeah.
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 because I always had, oh, if I want to get pregnant, I could get pregnant if I want. But now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you will not,
Michael
So,
can understand that too.
Yeah, I'm infertile. I mean, I've froze my sperm, but I'm still infertile.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
And
So,
do you want to have children?
Maybe, I don't know yet. I'm 23, so I
Oh,
think
yeah,
I
that's true.
have
That's
some
true.
time to decide. Yeah.
No, it's rough because I cannot even imagine wanting to be a mother and not having your ovaries
yeah.
because I didn't want to be a mom and it was hard for me.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
part of
such a
you.
it's
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 human
it's
nature.
part. I mean, I know I have friends that have been through breast cancer, and we're all like, our breast, it's not that important. But then I
Then
think
when it
when you're
happens to
faced
you,
and you lose a breast, I've a couple of my friends that have been through it, they didn't realize how emotional it would be.
I mean, it's
And
a
of
part of your
course,
body.
it's
It's,
it
you know,
is.
it's,
I mean, I have a big scar in my abdomen. It's like from maybe like above my above my belly button and then all the way down to almost my pelvis
right.
is has a woman. um, you already deal with all these things in society that tells
Of,
you how the body of a woman should be, and I want to thank the fact that God and the universe never gave me the body of, I'm gonna say, like Kendall Jenner. So I always try to work on my personality and be okay with being thicker or have a big belly or have cellulite. But it was hard for me
of
even now to be
course.
like,
yeah.
oh, I have this scars, and I'm always gonna have this port that is a sign. So I wanted to mention somebody very special that helped me throughout this. She's no longer with us. I don't know if you
No.
know of her, Michael. Her name was Madison Valoy. She had
No,
colon cancer.
I do not know her.
So she before I got diagnosed with cancer, because I'm a nurse, I wanted to get involved with young people getting chronic diseases and how they live. And one of them was Madison. Me, without thinking that at some point she would become my inspiration of the way how she lived her life. So when I got cancer, she was kind of like me, my go-to person to look up on TikTok. She became kind of famous. She became kind of viral because she did a whole bucket list before because she had a stage 4 colon terminal cancer or something like that. She was 23, and she passed away May 2nd, and that has been very, no longer seeing her videos.
I'm
I
sure that's very hard. Yeah, I understand.
I got in contact with her fiance, with her mom, and I tattooed her eyes on my
Oh,
arm.
Oh,
so beautiful.
So I made a promise to myself that I
oh,
get the chance to be non-detectable. So I know that's not for everyone, and I know you and I's reality are very different than the rest, but we can still have a, a life, a life that it can also be beautiful and fun. It's just that it's certain things that change um, from. If I'm gonna start posting about how my life was, I used to travel all over the world, and I used to do a lot of more things, and now I can do them, but I have to be much, much careful. So yeah, that's kind of pretty much my journey. I do get chemotherapy every 3 weeks, so I'm on morphine every day. I'm on anxiety and antidepressants, obviously.
Of course.
That's
Hmm.
therapy.
Understandable.
And I also take an oral medication for 2 weeks and then 1 week off, and then I go back for infusion and oral medication. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're still here with us. And one of our questions was actually going to be like asking the person who had the most impact on you, and I think you just answered that
I'm
question, telling us about her. And yeah, that was such a beautiful story. It made me tear up a little. Thank you for sharing that with us. I mean,
Thank you.
you're beautiful.
yeah,
We relate to, I think,
everything you
everything
said.
you've
Yeah,
said.
it's we
I
totally understand the way you're living now. Like it's not the same as before, but you said you're living. I forgot the exact word that you said, but you're living this. You're transcending in this
Mhm.
life, and that's beautiful.
and
I
your whole thing about forgiveness.
Yeah.
I think that's so I think that's so important and valuable because I think people hold on to things just like you said, like with your uncle that you hadn't talked to for 2 years.
Yeah.
And just like living with, I think that cancer or a chronic illness or, like Michael living with a chronic disease because of cancer, I think it makes you transcend so many of the petty things that we hold on to. And if you can take that and share that, which is what you're doing, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You are amazing. And I'm going to say one more thing, girl. Okay, because I did stalk your Instagram and I saw you in a bathing suit in Miami and you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
glow.
Yes, you
You
do.
are gorgeous. I mean, if people are
Thank
listening to
you.
this and not watching, you have this beautiful energy about you that is amazing.
Thank you so much. No, and I want to say, Michael, you have inspired me a lot. I found you by accident,
Nice.
and first when I saw, I was like, this guy is really cute. So let me check. So I was like,
Thank you.
I'm too young. My brother will be upset. I will not. I will not even. So, and then I was like, wow, you're so resilient,
Thank you.
and seeing your generation, somebody in your generation, to have all this outlook and all the movement that you're doing, it also comes to show that we exist. Because my best friend from college, he's a nurse, but he's a disabled person.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, it's like, and now we're part of the disability, disabled community. We need
Yes.
to show that we exist. It's not that our life stop and we are renegated in a little corner. And when I
No.
saw your page, and you, even though you did all these things before, you're like, okay, I'm gonna make an impact no matter
No matter
what.
what I'm going through, yeah, you have to.
I mean, one thing I take props on you is that you do go on walks every day. I was like, God bless him, because it's hot over here. I will not do that.
It's hot, but I have to get outside. It's for my mental health, for my anxiety. I have to get outside. We
You
have to
have.
get outside.
I was like, how does he? Does like he lives in Miami?
Well, it's
How?
hot. It's hot.
I was like, I remember. I couldn't do it. And
Well, we're lucky though, because also we live
We
like
live.
3 miles from the beach, so
oh,
we can drive to the beach, and
There's like a
in the
breeze.
evening there's always an ocean breeze,
that's
and even
true.
when it's hot,
We
we're
don't go in the
like,
middle of the day. We go in the evening just because it's too hot in the middle of the day, and I can't really get much sun. So,
No, no, I mean, in a couple more months, I'm gonna go back to Miami, and I would love to
and we're
meet
gonna
you
meet.
guys.
yes, for sure.
I
Yes,
can't wait. I want to hug you.
yes. No, I think it's such an inspiration that you have your mom. My mom lives in Peru, and I miss my mom. Like, I
Yeah.
think no matter what age we are, we need our parents. And I have seen my mom going through what I'm going through. And even though I have the strongest parents, because when I couldn't be there for me, they were there for me. And I'm seeing your mom, and it's like, insane to see how positive and how she keeps you moving, because
Yeah.
sometimes we forget that are his kids that are going through something, and it's nothing that they can do to help us come out of this. And seeing how they keep on going, because one thing is we're sick, we know how we feel and we can deal with it, but loving somebody that goes through something. And my mom, for my mom, the hardest thing for her was to see me in pain. So she would always ask me, can you describe how is your pain, as if she wanted to feel it too, as
Yeah.
if she felt it, it wasn't gonna be as bad for me. So I want to say to Ashley, Ashley, you're an amazing mom. um,
Thank
you're
you.
incredibly strong and inspiring to be doing this with Michael, and I cannot wait to meet you guys. I mean,
I know.
Oh, us too.
I know. Well, we're blessed to have each other, and
Yeah.
we're so happy we met you. But should I ask? Can
So
I
we
ask
have
you
some
one?
final fun
Wait,
questions.
Can I ask one that's like not that fun? But
Okay.
and then we'll get to the fun ones. Is okay. You talked about mental health, but I wanted to ask about that. I'm so glad you touched on that. But what is your biggest challenge? Like, what is your biggest challenge now? You said you're trying. You're studying. I think that is so brave of you too.
Yeah.
You're studying and
my
you want to
biggest
take.
challenge, I will say, is me opening myself to a romantic partnership, because I have never um, been very vulnerable to that area. And now that I am, it always comes across to my mind like I'm a person that has a disease. So, as you guys can see, statistically, men don't react very well when their female partner is sick. The amount of
Unfortunately, it's very
mm,
sad.
women, yes, I mean, women with breast cancer mainly get abandoned when they have cancer. And unfortunately, it's rough. Um, but also it shows you, and it helps you. And this is something I hope it I mean, you guys get to show it on the podcast, is to everyone, please choose a partner, men, women, that will be there if you're sick.
Yeah.
So I understand we have to use our emotions, but we also need to use our heads, because when things like this happen, you need a partner that will be there for you. And I think our generation in the dating world, sometimes we just follow more of our emotions, and then we don't think about situations like this. So this has helped me to weed out
That's
certain
great.
type of
In a
people
way,
that.
yes, that's beautiful.
Because wait a second, you said you are a woman with an illness, with a disease, but you are also a woman with so much perspective
And so much to offer in a
so
relationship.
much wisdom, so
Yeah.
much love, so much beauty. You are anyone would be lucky to be with you, first of all. So you just gotta
Exactly.
accept that, because you are beautiful. So accept that
are.
about yourself.
Thank you.
I'm just
so
telling you that now.
100%. Yeah.
And then we're
Anyone
gonna
would
go
be
to
lucky
the
with you.
yeah, and then we're
Yes.
gonna go to fun questions. Okay,
Yes.
do you want fun questions? Like, we like to do this at the end because
Yeah.
we did all this dramatic stuff and we cried and all this.
All right. So, what's a superpower you wish you had?
A superpower, I wish. Oh, traveling, like you can be here and then in another, in a
Like
second.
flying, sort of.
Flying.
No, not flying.
Not
like
flying, but
like
just Teleporting?
teleporting.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's a
Think
good
of the-
one. I like that
Yes.
one.
That's such a good one. We could just be like, boom, we're in California with you. Boom, back in
I want to
Miami.
go to India. I
Yeah,
want to go to an Indian wedding.
Oh, nice.
right. Because when you see them in a movie, they look gorgeous.
pretty
They look
cool.
so amazing. I'm kind of with you. I'm with you on that one too.
I'd be down for one of those.
Okay, so we got to the person that has the most impact on you. I think, how would your friends describe you in like 3 words?
For sure, resilient,
Yeah.
eclectic. Because if you guys get to know me more, I do a lot of things all over the place, and annoyingly positive.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
like it. And then I'm going to add, and biggest bad bunny fan ever.
Oh my God, yes, please. If this gets to him, Benito, I'm here. We live in the same state.
Seriously, he has to meet you
For
after
real,
this.
come
Come on, we're
on.
gonna all like tag him and be like, dude, meet
Dude,
Come
this
on.
woman.
please.
You got to do
Just
it.
1 minute. 1 minute with
Right?
him.
1 minute will change his life, I'm
Oh no,
sure.
he's my non-negotiable. So if Bad
You're gonna
Bunny
meet
comes
him.
in the middle, please.
But you went to his concert, like that's
Oh, I've been
beautiful.
in three. At this
Okay.
point, at this point is he should be in my W-2s. It's an investment.
That's funny.
You are correct. He's been an
That's
investment in your
funny.
life.
So,
Okay.
what's your favorite movie?
My favorite. Oh, okay. So I have okay. So Disney wise, um, Aladdin.
Oh,
Okay,
I
that's
love
a sweet one.
Aladdin.
I love Aladdin. And then like inspiring movie. Well, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I have
Okay.
Harry Potter. But when I want to feel a powerful woman, I like to watch Hidden Figures with
Never seen that.
Oh, that's a great movie. You've never seen it? Oh
No.
my gosh, I'm gonna have to make Michael watch
oh
it. That
my
is a
god,
great movie.
it's very, but it's more touching if you're a woman. But
Probably, but it's still a great movie. He would appreciate it.
amazing.
He's in touch with that side. Okay. If you had a magic wand, you could make one wish. What would it be?
Health for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We've
like that
heard
one.
we've heard that cure for cancer would be a good one, but health I think is even
Whole spectrum of all diseases, ALS,
yeah.
HIV, cancer, cystic fibrosis. It sucks to live with a disease. It sucks.
Yeah, it does.
And then if you could have a second wish, it would be to meet Bad Bunny.
Of course. Actually, because I'm a good human, I say health for everyone. But if I'm gonna be selfish human, Bad Bunny would come first.
Duh.
That's
I was
funny.
waiting for the Bad Bunny, but I was like, okay, health. I had a feeling health was going to come first, but I'm like, okay, what if there could be a second one?
Second one. Oh,
Let's
well,
get Bad Bunny in there.
but actually, it's funny. So, as a fan, because of the cancer journey, Bad Bunny, but a woman that has always inspired me, and maybe this is gonna get me a little bit of hate, but I can take it. Kris Jenner.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's not going to get you hate.
No, no one's
Just-
gonna hate on that.
Yeah, right. Okay, because
I don't think so.
I love them. I love Kris Jenner. Like this woman, like because I'm a very business person when it comes down to creating things. Not because of the money, but because of the whole plan of creating things. Kris Jenner. I mean, a lot of people hate the Kardashians, but Kris Jenner is like, oh my god, the epitome of come from let's do things and let's grow. So I
And be who you are.
Yeah.
The epitome of be who you are, be true to yourself, I think.
yes,
You know, I
No,
think be true to,
love her.
yeah.
So if this gets to Kris Jenner, I also take her. Bad Bunny and Kris Jenner.
We'll see.
Interesting. Interesting combo.
Very
Bad
interesting
Bunny.
combo.
Well, they can
Okay.
be family now, though. So, but because Bad Bunny is dating Kendall Jenner, so
Oh, okay. I didn't know
That's
that.
right. You know what? That's right. I think somewhere I heard that. I'm not really
That's
good at that
interesting.
stuff,
That's an
but I think I
interesting
did
couple.
know that. I think that is an interesting couple. All right.
Our signature question.
I think we should go for the signature
So
question.
our last question today is:
yes.
if you knew you were gonna die tomorrow, what would you do today?
I'll be with all my siblings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Be with. I just want them all in my room. Hugging.
Yeah. Oh.
That's-
I think that is like
my God.
almost
Beautiful.
everyone's answer is to be with the people they love, and I think that is just like the sign. That is what we all want at the end of our life. It's not the money, it's not the anything, it's not the status. It's like the people that you love. That's the most important. Hi, Cristina. You're amazing.
Yeah, you're amazing.
I love you.
Oh, I love you guys. It's been
Yeah.
beautiful. I've been wanting to have this moment I never thought Michael was gonna reply to my
Oh,
DM, and I was like, "What?" I was taking a nap. I was like, "Oh my god!" And I called my dad. I was like, "Dad."
oh, of course.
I love it. Well,
Yeah, well, thank you so much for
It's-
being on the podcast.
thank you for
and
being so open.
Thank you
and
for being so open, so vulnerable, so real. Thank you so much.
You're beautiful.
No, thank you guys, and Michael and Ashley. Please, guys, keep doing what you guys are doing.
You too.
Yeah.
And
You
I
too.
love you guys, and I will for sure let you guys know when I'm back in Miami.
For sure.
I cannot wait to hug you in person.
Yes, no, me too. And we can go to eat Peruvian food. It's really good Peruvian
Okay.
Sounds good.
That sounds amazing.
And this is an official goodbye from your host, Michael Kramer.
And the other host, Ashley. And thank you, Cristina. It was our honor to have you with us today. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.